3 more hostages released by Hamas this morning as part of the latest exchange in the ceasefire hostage deal between Israel and the terror group. In exchange, Israel freeing 369 prisoners later today. The release comes amid fear earlier this week that the current deal may have been in danger of collapsing before the 42-day first stage of the deal would come to an end. American-Israeli Sagui Dekel-Chen and Sasha Trufanov were freed this morning, reportedly looking to be in better health than the hostages released this week, although still gaunt. Now, their release has followed what has become standard for the terror group, who now bring out all the hostages on an elaborate stage and get them to speak to the crowd before their release. We're already seeing videos of the hostages reuniting here with their family. Here we see Sagui Dekel-Chen with his wife and his parents, his father, who Tom and I spoke to only 2 weeks ago. It's just a beautiful moment, so I'm just lapping it in right now, watching them. It's so happy to see them. Anyway, for more on this, we're going to go live to Haifa now, where we're joined by our correspondent, Chris Mitchell, who has the latest. Chris, good morning. What can you tell us? It's a really special scenes that we're seeing today.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon here, Sarah and Tom. Very special meetings between these loved ones and these 3 hostages. You could probably say that most of Israel is watching these scenes just like we are, jubilant about the 3 hostages, but also sad about the other remaining hostages that have yet to be released. 73 hostages. We understand that a number of them are not alive, but as you say, we see scenes right now of the IDF helicopters taking the hostages and then to the Sheba Medical Center for 2 of them, and then we see them reunited with their families. This also comes just after days on Monday when President Trump said there would be hell would break loose if all the hostages weren't released, with the caveat that it was up to Israel to decide what they would do. They did decide. They had a security cabinet meeting for many hours, decided to go ahead with the release of these 3 hostages. I would say all of Israel is desperate to have at least any of these hostages. We're seeing scenes right now that is in Hostage Square in Tel Aviv. Hundreds of people just gathered there, thousands actually, to see the release of the hostages. And we will see. This is part of phase 1 of the hostage ceasefire deal with Hamas. Phase 2 presumably will be negotiated. That would perhaps lead to the end of the war. That's something that Israel doesn't want. They want to make sure that the goals of the war to destroy Hamas, to make sure they don't rule Gaza and release all the hostages is the 3 main goals for Israel. We'll see what happens. But thankfully, the hostages looked in better condition than they did last week. And as you say, just everybody sort of drinking up these scenes of reunited of all these family members with the 3 hostages.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.